I can't wait to open up this box, but before I do, I need to make sure that you're all caught up.
Previously on my sports card journey.
My goal is to narrow down my PC to the 300 most valuable and important cards to me. That's why I created this 300 card challenge worksheet to help me pick the cards I want to keep. But there's still a big problem, and that's because we started with 8 million cards. That's right, the finish line is when I get my PC down to 300 cards. So you must be wondering, why am I doing this 300 card challenge? My dad passed away. So my mom sold the house and retired all the way to Arizona, which left one question unanswered. What was going to happen to all those cards? Now that you're all caught up, let's check the card counter once again to see how many cards are left on the board. It's hard to believe that I sold 7.5 million cards. Wow! Pretty impressive, but now the hard work begins. Selling 7.5 million cards wasn't easy. I understand that, but there's one strategy for selling bulk, and then there's a different strategy for selling high-quality cards. I'm listening. The problem a lot of collectors don't seem to realize is that when you collect a hoard, you lower the value of all of your cards. Basically, if you have more than a U-Haul's worth of cards, then you can no longer sell your cards by yourself. So there's a limit to how much you can collect? Yes, there's an actual limit. Are you saying that 300 cards is the limit? No, 300 cards is my challenge, and I don't know if I'm going to meet it or not, but I have to try. But yes, there is a limit. So what's the limit? Here's the best answer I can give you. You should not have more cards and memorabilia than you can access or display. What do you mean? If you have a man cave, that's your limit. How many cards and memorabilia can you fit in your man cave without violating the fire code inspection? You're not supposed to recreate the inventory room at Burbank Sports Cards. You're not a business, and you don't have employees to help you sort and sell cards. That makes a lot of sense. I decided to make this a 300 card challenge instead of a 500 card challenge because I can fit 300 cards in 2 cases, and I only have 2 hands. So if I want a PC that I can move around by myself, then I needed to make it low enough that I could handle. You have to make the decision for you, how much can you handle? But I'm telling you, you cannot handle a U-Haul's worth of cards. I never thought about it that way. So what's the strategy for selling high-end quality cards? Before I answer that question, I want to make sure that we continue to have fun in the hobby. And the fun part is deciding which cards are going to stay in my PC. Now, previously I showed you the 12 Mickey Mantle cards that I'm keeping. So what I want to do right now is start picking some more cards for the 300 card challenge. Are you with me? I already picked out a bunch of cards and entered them into the challenge worksheet. But I want to show you what those cards are right now.
So this is the 300 card challenge worksheet. And as you can see from the last time, I had all the mantles put in. So we had 12 mantles. And then here we go. So these I'm going to start with. So this is the Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie. Then the Kevin Durant black. We have the Igor Shesterkin. This iconic card, had to have this one in my PC. That's the Bo Jackson with the pads. The iconic, so the Bash Brothers, we have Canseco and then McGuire in the 87. Again, back in the day, these 2 cards were absolutely famous. And then the Don Mattingly rookie card, which if you grew up in the 80s, this was the most valuable card in the world. And so we're going to put in these other 2. So I'm going to put in the Juan Soto, and this is the 2018, and this is the tops, ungraded, and this is number US 300 update series. So that's the update series. And then this one, which is the Adam Fox 2019, I believe, right? Yep, 1920. This is Upper Deck, ungraded, and this is number 228. Okay, and that's the card. So we've got 20 cards now in the PC, and I'm excited, right? I mean, aren't you excited? This is awesome. This is what the whole hobby is about. It's about collecting cards, putting them in your PC. You don't need a million cards. You only need a certain amount of cards. I'm trying to get down to 300. This is what is all about. This is the fun part.
Those are nice cards. Thank you. I agree. I'm really happy with how this card challenge is going so far. On the one hand, I still have a lot of cards that I need to get rid of. But on the other hand, I can really start to see my final PC. It's really exciting. What about the box? You mean this box? I didn't forget about the box. Would you like me to open it right now? Would you please open the box? Inside this box are all the cards that I sent in to SGC for grading. Now, my philosophy on grading PC cards is that you should not grade any card that's under $500 in value, because why would you do that? But I'm planning on selling all of these cards at the Arizona State Card Show on November 10, 11, and 12 in Phoenix, Arizona. This will be the second time you're a dealer in 30 years. That's right. The last show was a huge success, and I'm hoping for the same thing for this show. Hey, if you're not doing anything, why don't you come to the Arizona State Show on November 10, 11, and 12 in Phoenix? I'll see you at my table. I'm not doing anything. Sounds like fun. You said that's November 10, 11, and 12. Hold on, let me check my calendar. I am by no means an expert on grading, but I wrote down all of the cards that I sent in and a prediction as to what I thought the grade would be. Would you like to see how I did? Like a batting average? Yes, let's see my grading batting average with this box from SGC. Now that the cards are graded, how are you going to sell them? There are 8 ways to sell your cards in 2023. There's card shows, dealers, friends, and auctions, as well as eBay, ComC, MySlabs, and every other third-party app. Are card shows the best way to sell cards? To be honest, it's the best way for me to sell cards. At a big-time show like the Arizona State Show or at Burbank's Sportscard Show, there's a big enough audience that comes in and the volume is large enough to find an audience. That means that you can also sell more cards. And you still have 500,000 cards to sell. Exactly. If you only have 1,000 cards to sell, then you can use all 8 options, but I'm not at that point yet. I still have a question. Go ahead. What's your question? How do you know what price to sell the cards at?